Turn the heat up, dog. It's fucking cold out there. World is cold. The world is cold. Don't trust nobody. World is cold. Even your family. World is cold. Fucking your bitch. World is cold. Niggas a snitch. World is cold. Trust nobody. World is cold. Nigga, the world is cold. Bitch, nigga, man, the world is cold. So cold that I'm shivering. All these mixtapes delivering. Door-to-door sales. To the Lord that I hail. Not hell. I said to the Lord I hail. Can you smell? Get shot by the fucking third round. Get rolled by the tank. Or your lungs bust, smoking dank. Emotions all scattered from the molly. Have your thoughts combating like karate. That's when your soul start to separate. Then you add it up, don't know whom to pray. It gets shaky, then you lose your faith. And right there with your money, you gon' hire saints. Doing the deal for bad deeds. Devil pick it up in me. All there with the envy. All the greed and the lust of finished thee. The world is cold. Don't trust nobody. World is cold. Even your family. World is cold. Fucking your bitch. World is cold. Niggas a snitch. World is cold. Trust nobody. World is cold. Nigga, the world is cold. Bitch, nigga, man, the world is cold. So cold they killing animals. Sacrifices. Cannibals. Eating just like the Santas do. Delivering gifts with magic grandmas too. Oh yeah, she get loose with a wooden broom. Watch how she sprinkle it and clear the room.
Real.
Better hold onto your sight.
She'll metamorph into a snake right in your sight.
Start to sliding on the ground. Speaking different tones, spirits around. Get shaky when you summon them. That's why I never pray to none of them. But I'm being tested by all of them. So I wrote for Dolo on my tour on them. Drop the top, then saw on them. Still steering, crossbar on them. See, I'm the racing type with the spoil on them. Even my haters, they all for it. The world is cold. Don't trust nobody. World is cold. Even your family. World is cold. Fucking your bitch. World is cold. Niggas a snitch. World is cold. Trust nobody. World is cold. Nigga, the world is cold. Bitch, nigga, man,
That's right.
the world is cold.
That's right. It is a cold world out here. And when I mean cold, I mean cold. Real cold.
You're now tuned in
You are now tuned into
to the realest show on YouTube.
Alright, so check this out. So our black people is insane. And it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. This is not nothing new. And let me tell you something. This voodoo, this playing with spirits, I don't know how this ever became a first nature for the humans. I really don't understand it. But I tell you one thing. Black people, all people, need to stop playing with these Ouija boards, dealing with all of these tarot card readers that supposedly are talking to the other side, right? But at the same time, people think that they're being guided in a right path or a right direction. And I'm sitting here watching footage tonight and I'm saying to myself, how could these people possibly be thinking that this is not real, that this is all cap, that you possibly can't be talking to the other side while you're having a tarot card reading or a seance, invoking spirits. This has been practiced for so long, and I truly still don't think that these humans know what they doing. But then again, they do know what they doing, or they wouldn't have been doing it so goddamn long. You feel me? And this is like crazy how people that died, rappers, I truly believe they caught in between worlds because they don't want to forgive themselves. They feel like they left people behind. So it becomes a situation where they trap themselves. You create your own torment. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to get on some get back, and you know you're used to getting back while you was alive. So now once you got killed, you stuck in between worlds trying to get back. I think that like the movie Ghost, I used to always feel like that movie painted such a good picture. Now, I don't know, because I've never been dead and came back. You know, a lot of people have testimonies claiming that they went to the other side and they came back, but who really knows for sure, right? But at the same time, I'm just like, what are these people playing with? They are playing with energy and a power that they should not be touching. They're tapping in to the other side where we don't belong until you dead. And it's crazy because like let's zone out for a quick. We gonna narrow this down one by one. We're gonna dissect it. Right now, let's talk about black people. Let's talk about the black people. The black people love to conjure up spirits, hire them, send them to do biddings, right? Which is mischief and mayhem, right? They put spells, they send demonic energy, negative energy to a baby when a baby is born, to live with the baby as the baby grows up, to bring the baby turmoil, right? To make their life a living hell, right? Now, we all know that hell is on earth, right? And we all know that life is what you make it. So if you make your own life a living hell, when you die, I feel like consciously and subconsciously, you won't have any regrets. You know what I'm saying? Or you will have some regrets. It all depends the type of life you live. That's why I believe, right? And because I can't say I know it because I haven't got there yet, but as I'm growing, I believe right now, I really assume this to be true, that old age allows you to grow out of things so that way you can be ready to assess death. You'll be ready to move on. You understand what I'm saying? If that make any sense. So as you get older, you want to get out those things. You ready to move on, basically. You ready to go on vacation. You ready to move on. You know what I'm saying? So when you young, you kind of like want everything. You know what I'm saying? You got a big appetite. Let's put it like that. You want to eat everything. You want to taste all the flavors. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you tapping in to that other side and you trying to taste too much of them flavors, I feel like this is when it gets crazy, because these people is tapping in, and then once you go in, it's like this for all humans. Once we get a taste of the action, we come back for more. We come back for more. I don't know what part that would come from, like maybe you would consider that not being humble. But it's crazy how black people, we only talking about black people right now. We're still on the black people topic, right? Because we don't want to sound racist, but we gonna separate it down. Black people, they still ain't got it down packed what religion they really rock with. Most of them came to convert to be a Muslim, right? But they still doing fuck shit. This is what the shit I don't get. They make being Muslim have a bad name. And I'm not a perfect Muslim either. You know what I'm saying? But I try my best not to misrepresent myself. So that way it will be misrepresenting the brand. Now, like I said, I'm not perfect. And I know a lot of people out there, they ain't perfect either. But they be doing straight up devil's work right in your face. But then turn around and say they God-fearing. This is the part where you dudes better stop playing with God. Y'all better stop playing with God. Because this is the problem. If you on that side, stay your ass over there. If you on this side, bring your ass over here. Get your ass out the middle. Being in the middle is not cutting it. Therefore, the next generation looks at you, how you live in the middle, right? That's what the children is the future. Teach them. Let them lead the way. Look at the teachers, though. The teachers is the old heads who sold their parents crack. Made them kids crack babies. And this is who you want us to listen to for a change? It's not going to happen. It's going to be more Ouija boards, more demonic invoking spiritual invitations to this realm, because that's what they doing. The black people. Some of them call it like juju. You know what I'm saying? Like mothers will tell you about this. This ain't nothing new. It's just that a lot of people haven't really been through a lot of it to talk about it. And those that have been through a lot to talk about it, they seemingly just don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Maybe something else seems to be more entertaining than the truth. I don't know. But now let's get into the Puerto Ricans. The Puerto Ricans, it's crazy because the Puerto Ricans, us as blacks, you see how we would say, oh, Jesus Christ, or, oh my God. They say, ay diablo. Ay diablo. This is what they say. Which means, oh, devil. Instead of, oh my God, oh, devil. So it makes me think like, and then this is a part of their religion to talk like this. They into Santeria. You understand what I'm saying? Which is another form of witchcraft. But if you ask them, they'll tell you that they do it for good. They don't work with bad spirits. They only work with good. They the ones that be, it's like between the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans, they're the ones that you can mostly find a botanica anywhere in a neighborhood where they want to spew that black magic at. They do funny shit like kill chickens and put them on corners and put blood in front of people's houses and just it sometimes they tell you it's for protection. Sometimes they can tell you whatever the fuck they want to tell you. It's all demonic. It's all demonic. It don't matter what they say. It's all demonic. And let me tell you something. So when you go to these botanicas, right? Before, I remember they only used to sell the carrera beads or, you know, different type of incense or other type of ornaments and then books and then prayer books that they be having and statues and, you know, all this type of shit. So they also in the back, they like stepped up they hustle. They got a tarot card reader there now. They always got some type of witch doctor, the main guy. He might be a guy, he might be a female, he might be gay, he might be bisexual, I don't know. But it's always some funny shit, and it's one of them in the back where they got that little curtain at. They take you back there, they charge you for a reading, right? They'll tell you, nah, listen, the first reading is on me. Don't trip. It's on me. So you like, oh, all right. And remember, gang, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not just sitting here making this shit up. I'm speaking from experience. You'll go to that motherfucker, right? And you will fucking get told some shit that'll make you want to return and do what the fuck they tell you to do. So you immediately get brainwashed. Immediately. They give you the first reading for free. They will your ass in, right? Then they fucking tell you, well, this is you. This is the police. And once they do that to somebody that's doing anything illegal, they got you. They got you. Soon as they go, this is you. This is the police. They got you. They got you. And let me tell you something. The first time, they'll probably be like, well, you need to do this and you need to do that, but it's going to cost $50 for liquor for the Saints. It's going to cost another $50 for cigars. It's going to cost another such and such, you know what I mean, amount of money for whatever the procedure is that they start to gaffer you and put in play. Before you know it, they spin you into something else. They spin you into something else. They spin you into something else. And then, once they see that you are spending money, right, what they do is they make you come in and they tap in with somebody in your family that might be dead. Somebody that's dear to you. Maybe your mother, maybe your father. Anybody that's dear to you, they gonna just like make up some type of shit to get you there. Won't even charge you for this one. Here go another freebie. Here go another freebie. They gonna have your moms come in or your pops. They gonna have the jinn that they're talking to that's been here for a while that has information on your folk, right? Gonna relay something to them real easy and light, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be like, you're gonna think it's fucking amazing how they're telling you some shit that only you and your mother knew. Like if she bailed you out of jail or you took the charge or something or whatever, she saved you out of something. Whatever it may be. You know what I mean? But they are in cahoots with jinns that been here. That's still here. And let me tell you something. These jinns, in order for them to give you something, right? You got to give them something. This is where it gets tricky, more tricky, and it's never a way out. It's like a gang. You see how in a gang, once you in, there's no way out. Once you in a gang, there's no way out. It's two ways out, right? Death. That's it. That's the way out. It's supposed to be for life. When you get in a deal with a demon, 9 out of 10 times it's for life. I've never heard of nobody getting into a deal with a demon and they somehow, some way got away. Now, I've been told this many times. Many times I've been told by people that they was in a deal and they got away. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you got away from the devil. When you sign that contract is signed, sealed, and delivered. Now, I'm not going to say that there might not be some cases out there where some people have crossed over by getting their shahada and becoming saved, what you would call it, right? Because every religion have different ways where they induct you into their system. Now, when it comes to the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, I don't know. There gotta be a funny way they do it to induct you into their system. You understand what I'm saying? I've never been inducted into their system. I just was a customer of the system. I went there to get a reading like everybody else. And that's the funny shit that got me, because I was saying, like, I don't want to join their cult. I don't want to, be converted. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to just get something done. I was an emotional wreck. And the way the saying goes, time heals all wounds. And I was just out of time. So I decided to go see one of them to get things sped up. And let me tell you something. That shit worked. And you want to know what's funny? Ever since that point in time, I knew that this shit was real. And if we got a God that's in control of goodness, right? We have to have someone that's controlling negativity. Not saying that he's anywhere in comparison to the creator. I'm just saying, if God is the creator and he's creating all the time, we gotta have somebody who's fucking shit up. That's just the way it is. God just does more creating and gives you a choice if you want to be a fuck up or not. That's what makes God so merciful. Like, he didn't create you without giving you your own choice. You could choose to be an asshole, or you could choose to be respectable. You could choose to live long, or you could choose to live short. And my thing is, black people, Dominican people, and Puerto Rican people, y'all real good at scamming. Y'all real good at selling drugs and getting the money. But is the risk really worth the reward? I be asking myself, is the risk really worth the reward? Because look how much drugs they be trafficking with these $1 million submarines. And bro, they just be throwing people's lives away like life means nothing. Let me tell you something. Everybody that's running around here putting in pain, when you get locked up, you don't want no pain. Like, we all know, pain don't feel good. Pleasure feels good. And you can't even get carried away with pleasure because you'll wind up putting in pain to receive pleasure. This is why if you stay humble, you'll stay balanced. You won't be persuaded so easily to jump for this, to jump for that. Especially when you got that voice inside your head and it's telling you to take the high road, but you want to take the low road. Your lower self thinks of the low road, thinking that you could take a shortcut around somewhere to gain to the high road. But there's really no shortcuts because cheaters never win and winners never cheat. I got the monitors on today. I'm listening to myself because I need to take in exactly what I'm preaching for me. This is also helping me become a better me by the hour. Sometimes I get anxiety working on becoming a better me. The same way like how people work out and they work out and they become a fanatic for working out. That's sort of how I am when it comes to working on me. I always love to upgrade. And I know that times are changing. If we don't change with them, we're going to perish with them. But it's like, that's a big issue right now. How the main people over here, far as Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, black people, the way they tapping in with the jinns and the demonic energy and the demons and the negativity, it's become like a hustle. They're getting money out of it. They doing it to get murderers out of jail. You know, you can go over to one of those botanicas and if you got money, boy, if you got money, you can get the devil to do some things for you. Because they really won't be doing it for you. They're doing it for the doctor, the witchcraft guy or girl that's at the botanica. The jinns is working for them, but they accept cash payment from you. So they can buy things and offerings to give to that jinn. And it's funny because they call it a saint. Oh, my saint is the angel Michael. My saint is Lazarus. My saint. These are not the same saints that you are in cahoots with. It's not the same. It's not the same. I remember one time I was upstate New York. And this is the statute of limitation. This was over 20 years ago. I was selling Ready Rock with a friend of mine, and it was my birthday. And we was staying in a house with this gay guy, and we was renting a room in the back of the house. And he was like, he knew how to cook up and whip up real good. But he used to be really into these fucking saints and all this shit. Every time we go to New York to re-up, he always requested that we bring him back another statue or some shit like that. So, you know, we used to have to go to the fucking Botanica and grab him what the fuck he need. And bro, let me tell you something. Ain't none of that shit work. We went to New York. It was my birthday, like on a Friday. So when I was like, listen, I'm out. I'm going to New York. I'm going to town. My man was like, all right, I'm going to go with you. They kicked the door in Saturday morning. Friday was my birthday. Saturday morning, they kicked the door in. I saved both of us. None of that shit worked. All that fake ass, stupid ass protection and all that dumb shit. He fucked himself and put himself in a bad predicament. He young thugged himself. He young thugged himself. Straight up. Straight up, man. He was doing things for the devil that the devil didn't even ask you to do. So what happened? He fucked you. This is what makes it so funny. From all the stories and all the evidence and all the research that we gathered, one thing we know, two things for sure, three things for certain, that the devil does not take care of you at the end. He takes care of you at the end. That's one thing we all know. We all know when you go dance with the devil, we know that he wears Prada and he wears all that tight shit because he wants to do things opposite the way how God wants to do things. The devil does everything backwards. So anything that you see that's being done backwards, you could just easily say to yourself, this is of a demonic presence. And you know what's crazy? This is how you know some people are fucked up. Because you could tell somebody straight up, yo, that music, listen to that song. Those lyrics are demonic, bro. You gotta watch it. You listen to something on a frequency that's gonna open you up and suck you in like a black hole. God's whoop. It's gonna suck you in like a black hole. I tell content creators this all the time. The way you start is the way you finish. If you do something catastrophic and cause tsunami waves in this sector without surfing it easy, what's going to happen? You're going to get some views, you're going to get some attention, you're going to hit some retention, and then you're going to become a junkie. You're going to want to do it again. You're going to want to do it again. You're going to want to do it again. And before you know it, you're going to be doing something that's compromising your soul. God's whoop. What's the use to gain the whole goddamn world and lose your soul? What's the use of it? See, you know what it is? People that's soulless, they're not using their soul right now. So they figure, oh, I can fuck this off. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know the significance of their soul. Because they're soulless already. They heartless. They shameful. You know what I'm saying? They boldful, bragful. They call themselves the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all supposed to be equal. How are you the biggest? This is when man's ego has gone to his head. Keep your ego in your heart. Keep it down here. Once you bring it to your head, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. Being egotistical is just a thunderstorm that never stops. Because you just rain in pain on everybody. Pain and terror. Pain and terror. But when the pain comes to you, you don't want it no more. You don't want nothing to do with it no more. Let me tell you something. All you people playing with these demons and these jinns, you are going to have a short life. You will not enjoy the things that you are setting out to achieve, to accomplish, to obtain. You're not going to enjoy it. Everybody's dying and won't live to see their prophet. But we pray to the prophet. Now, most people think when I say that, that means we pray to him. No, we give him salutations. We say peace and blessings be upon him. You know what I'm saying? We only pray to God. See, that's the thing. These blacks, these Puerto Ricans, these Dominicans, we still on those three right now, right? Being in this Santeria religion It teaches you to pray to these saints. It teaches you to pray to every individual one. It teaches you to pray to Jesus Christ. It teaches you to pray to like 14 different members. Now, how in the hell does that even make logical sense? And then for some people, listen, check this out. Hit that like button right now if you a person who prays for spiritual empowerment. A lot of people don't even know the purpose of a prayer. They just think they saying, like how you used to do in old school, God is good, God is great, thank you for this food we about to eat, amen. This is what they've been taught. And it's a shame because for any person on this planet that's not a God-fearing person, that means your parents failed. Your parents failed you. They didn't teach you whose image and whose likeness you was created after. They failed. They failed. That's the saying. But now, the most merciful gives you a choice for you to save yourself. God only looks out for babies and fools, gang. If you looking at this live right now, you ain't a baby, but you could have been a fool. But now that you're being spiritually awoken watching this video, you are no longer a fool. You are now responsible for all your actions on making your way back to Him. You're responsible. From this moment forward, it's on you, BG. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Find your way back to your maker. Find your way. You can't do it with somebody else. You can't do it with your partner. You can't do it with your baby father. You can't do it with your baby mother. You can't do it with your mother. You can't do it with your father. They could give you a jump start. They could put a kickstand on you so you could take a break while you on that mission. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't watch your front and your back, he coming from the left and from the right. He coming from underneath you and on top of you. He coming from in front of you and behind you. You open at 8 different points of the perimeter. But you only on point for 2 points, left and right. Let me tell you something, man. The biggest trick of the devil was to fool the whole world that he didn't even exist. But he does. And like they say, the devil's in us. Yo, bro, it's such a spiritual game going on that people are so easily manipulated that physically you're never going to see a physical devil. You're never going to see a physical demon. Now, some people claim to have this type of vision where they, see things like that. But this is all internal. This is all a manipulation game. It's all about manipulation. It's all about weak-minded versus strong-minded individuals. I'm watching people I know, people I just met, get tricked right out their spot. Like the saying go, you gotta stay down to come up. It's all about longevity. A lot of people ain't on it for the long ride. So what do? They go on and hire saints. They go on and hire saints. And these is not even real saints we talking about. We talking about jinns. We talking about demons for hire. Demons for hire. See, the funny thing is, this is why YouTube shadow bans me, unshadow bans me, shadow bans me, unshadow bans me every single time. Because every time when they get to around Ramadan, they know that I'm going to start talking about God because the holy month is coming, right? And I still got to do God's work. So even me, when you working for God, you got to learn how to receive God messages from a third party. If that make any sense. Meaning, second party is something that we do when we on the telephone. The way we talking right now, video chat, right? This is second party. Third party is watching things around you, your surroundings. God talks to you in mysterious ways. So sometimes you need a little mysteriousness in your life so you able to make that connection. Don't you see when the fake witches be doing they little tarot card readings and all that shit? They start acting like they going through some type of shit, receiving messages and all that. That's how you know that shit is fake. God talk to you, you see something, you be like, wow. They be like this, doing some more type of crazy shit. I'm telling you, man. And the sad part is, like I told you before, the poison is free now. You gotta pay for the cure. Like the cure gonna cost you something. Whether you on your way to church, you gotta pay for gas, right? Trying to go get the cure. You on your way to the mosque, you gotta pay for gas. You need a cab or Uber. You gotta move around. Gotta keep the lights on in your crib so you could have a nice place to pray at, right? But if you want that poison and you want to go get with some drug dealers and sell some weed and sell some cocaine, if that's all for free. Niggas give you a pack real quick. Send you on a dummy mission even faster. Just like that. Send you right on a dummy mission. You so thirsty trying to make $1, you ready to do something strange for a little piece of change. And then find yourself looking at a 15 of life. And then when you look around, the motherfuckers that said they was gonna be there, they ain't there. Everybody that claims they gonna be there when shit get thick, they gonna help you when you go through something, they ain't there. Nobody's there. And the sad part is, this is the day and age where the devil's plot is thickening so fast that it got our people ready to crash out. Everybody's ready to crash. Everybody's ready to turn up Nobody's thinking about consequences. Nobody loves anymore. Trooper, I see you. Salute, Brody. Yo, nobody loves anymore, bro. And that to me, like most brothers in the spirit that I be hearing, because a lot of people I hear out there definitely got their name on a list. They definitely out there doing God's work. They definitely out there doing God's work. So we gonna give salutations to people that's out there doing God's work. Y'all know who y'all is. Over here, I don't gotta say names. May the shoe fit who wears it. But I'm gonna tell you this. You people better get back into knowing who God is. We not asking you to become a saint. Because we all was born out of sin. We all come from a long line of sinners. But we still on Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and the blacks. Now we know that the other white races be doing their seances too. They in cahoots with Lucifer. They are called Luciferians. We know that. But right now, in this part of the conversation, we are still on the blacks, Dominicans, and the Puerto Ricans, the Latinos. We talking about the Latinos. And it's crazy because, I come from the Bronx and we always had that persona like Latino women got fatter asses and more voluptuous bodies. And it's true. I know you probably saying, but Hustle Man, what that got to do with it? I just think that these women are so enticing. Like, I didn't watch some of these women do spells on guys when they couldn't get it their way. I've heard about it. I've seen it. And trust me, these women are trifling. Willing to exchange their own soul for a favor from a demon. Willing to sacrifice their own kids as collateral to demonic energy for a physical favor. Let me tell you something. I seen a Puerto Rican old lady giving a reading and turned damn near into a snake. Start to slithering on the ground like a whole snake, my G. I mean, unbelievable. Guys, unbelievable. That's another confirmation for me, because with reasoning, evidence, and research, you could prove or disprove anything. This was definitely something that I ran into and witnessed, and it was just mind-blowing. That let me know that this demonic energy I'm dealing with is some strong shit. It's some strong shit. Scared the shit out of me. Scared the shit out of me. Now, the funny thing is, thank God, that I don't get nightmares and stuff like that. But it's been told, people that do demonic stuff, that live a bad life, they can't sleep. R.I.P. like Mo 3. They had a lady call herself the Queen. Supposedly I gave him a reading or whatever. And she was interviewing, I guess, one of his ex-girlfriends or whatever the case may be. And she was coming forth with information. It was hard to tell if she was talking about the right stuff or the wrong stuff, but she had some key points. You had some people that were saying it was cap. You had somebody that came up there that said he was from a Haitian descent and what she was doing was real. And, you know, y'all might think that he's a goofy and y'all can flame him for this, but he's in total agreement of what she was delivering. Now, she was implying that he was there right then and there. Boom, I started getting the vision of, is he trapped in between worlds like Ghosts? Is he trapped? And she recently had gave him a reading before he died. So she had some sort of fake connection with him, supposedly, as they thought, right? But it's kind of hard to tell because we know that having demonic connections is real. We know that. But was her connection real? One only knows. She probably the only one that knows. We was trying to watch and analyze the video and watch her body language to see exactly how her energy would shift. And then it would riff. And then it would shift. See, when you on point and when you sharp, steel gonna sharpen steel. If you a piece of wood, you just gonna get cut down into a toothpick. Niggas is gonna shave you. But if you listening and you observant and you use your logical common sense, you're gonna easily see right through all the bullshit. And then it gets funny, it gets scary because in the same manner how you would try to look for God to send you signs by observing and pay attention to what he's not saying, but to what he's doing, actions or surroundings or elements, right? If you apply that to a person and pay attention to what they not saying, they telling on themselves. See, a lot of people don't know this method. But if you try it, I guarantee you the results is mind-blowing. I guarantee you the results are endless. You will start seeing how you've never saw before. That's a fact. That's a fact. All you got to do is focus on what they're not saying. Choose up before you lose up. People got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. And it won't be easy. You know how most people say, right? Yeah, I'm in the game. I need to make another 50,000, another 100,000. I'm going to go to church on Sunday. Once I make another couple more dollars. This is what they say. I used to be one of them. That's the same thing that goes, let me tell you something. That's the same thing that goes through a New Yorker head leaving New York. Same thing. Same thing. Oh man, I'm not leaving out of town. I need another 20,000. I need another 50,000. And once the devil and the jinns hear your plan, you never gonna make it out. You never gonna make it out. It's always something else for you to buy. The ego starts to get in the way. The hunger, the appetite kicks in. Now you're hungry. Now you want it all, baby. The world is yours, right? How the fuck could the world be yours? Huh? Somebody tell me that. How could the world be yours? Hmm? You see how these humans think? You see how like dealing with this black and this dark energy makes you think? It start to make you think the world is yours. It start to make you think that the world owes you something. That you're worth more than that human. Like this is what they do. This is how they brainwash us. And the same method, like the Rothschilds and all the big rich families, that's like the richest families right now controlling the world. This is the method that they use, but the difference is they pass it down, called generational wealth. That's why their generations are the ones in power. This is why. This is what they do. We know that they do that, right? But come on, bro. That shit that they doing started hundreds of years ago. How the fuck could we try to mimic that and do what the fuck they doing? We can't. We can't. All we could do now is try to find our way back to our maker. That's all we could do. Try to find your way back. Like I really thought about it. Like when I leave, don't nothing matter to me. I'm gone. I'm gone. Some people say it feels like when you die, you actually like when you go to sleep, like you go into a dream state and you never wake up. Then they say like it's like a flash of your life. I forgot. It's a bunch of scientific terms that they call it, where you get that vision of your whole life flash before you when you know you're about to die. You know what's crazy? We got so much shit going on that nobody thinks about death. Nobody want to die. Everybody want to live, but everybody's tough and everybody's quick to play on that thin line between life and death. Like right there on that line, that fine line between life and death. People like to play on that line. They like to walk the line. You know how people like in the circus, they walk that thin fucking line and you could fall off at any given time, but you got to have that big pole, that big stick, and balance your way across. This is how, when these people play with these demonic entities and powers and spirits, this is what they do. This is what they are embarking on. This is what type of allegiance they're pledging. And that's funny because 9 out of 10 times there's really no getting out. But like they say, God guides who he wishes, and he leads astray who he wishes. That's like another thing. We be God-fearing people out here trying to do God's work, but you got a friend that's like good, maybe rapping or something like that, right? And you want to support him, but You deep down in your heart know why this man's career ain't taking off nowhere. And you know why his career ain't taking off nowhere? Because he's a fucking demon. And God's not letting him get no type of power because he already know what he gonna do with it. He gonna crash the fuck out, my nigga. He gonna take some more lives. He gonna ruin some more lives. He gonna become highly motherfucking egotistical. And he's gonna wild out on the whole squad. He gonna wild out on everybody, my G. That's why God's not giving him that power, that success, the numbers, the attention. So what do? They talk against God. They start to big the devil up. They start to give the devil all types of salutations and say, you know, I'm a demon, I'm a demon. Oh, I'm a demon. 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 You know I'm a demon. Ra, 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 ra. You sound stupid. You sound like a straight up jackass. Boston Cuba, I see you, man. Salute. But these guys out here that they be demons on the track. When they rapping, oh man, just fucking vampire blood. Vampire blood. As soon as that fucking beat stop, now they fucking God fearing again. Which one is it? Yo, stop manipulating the people to help you with your demonic praise. Nobody wants to fucking help you push that demonic praise. Nobody want to help you push it, bro. So what do? You manipulate niggas. You get cool with a few niggas. You at a few niggas. You give a few niggas salutations. If you getting a couple dollars, you might give a couple niggas super chats, do a few interviews or whatever. And let me tell you something. For all the people that really don't know what the fuck is going on, they're fools. But the minute they watch this video right here, boom. It's going to make you make a choice. You're going to have to delete that shit. You're going to have to get that negative shit off your page. You're going to have to get it out your life because it's like a stench. It's like a dead body, nigga. Like a body in the trunk. It's going to stink, nigga. It's going to stink up your whole fucking platform. It's going to stink your whole shit up. And you're going to wonder why your shit don't smell good. You're going to wonder why. And then you're going to understand and you're going to be upset with yourself because you knew you were supposed to take the high road. You knew it. But you played yourself. So you can't blame it on nobody. The devil got you niggas out here making deals by default. How you doing that, hustle, man? I tell you how. Because you niggas believe in God, meaning assume or accept that it's true, that he's true, that what you was told is true. You believe it. But you know you watching me live right now in real time. You know it. So if you know it, how do you believe in your maker but know in a content creator? This is the main creator. You should know the main creator. Since you know the content creator when he go live and he give you notifications, right? I'm third party jingling you. Giving you a sign. I'm going live. Pop out. Come get a gem. Come get a jewel. And this ain't no blood diamonds. And it's free. Don't cost you nothing. Don't even got to take a trip to the jewelry store. It's like a candy shop. We used to love candy, yo. We used to love good tasting drinks until they gave us liquor. I remember the first time I tasted some devil's piss, some wines and spirits, because this ties into that, gang. Everyone knows that when you drink liquor, it does something to your spirit. It detaches your spirit from your soul. It does. If you ever drunk liquor before and had sex drunk, then you know what I'm talking about. You think that it's pleasure, but in all reality, you're letting yourself go. You're letting yourself go. You got to remember, dignity comes with, it's something you have to hold on to. Dignity is something you have to keep it tight and tucked. Dignity. Without no dignity, you can't be dignified. You got to have some sort of dignity. If you ain't got no dignity, you are the lowest of human beings. That means egotistically, you come off like you think you the shit. But in retrospect, you know you ain't shit. Let me tell you something. I used to think that when people get sick and get cancer or get Alzheimer's disease or PTSD or depression, that they just had a fucking problem, like mentally, like they would say, mental abuse, mental problems or something like that, right? Bro, this is demonic energy that's attacking them. How you know that, Hustle Man? Because it attacks me. Just because I work for God and I'm bulletproof, the devil still tries to trick me into believing that I'm not bulletproof, that I can be penetrated, that I can be manipulated, that I need to be vaccinated. The devil does this to me every day. But see, this is the thing. When you work for God and you constantly going through these battles with the devil, you know what I'm saying, trying to make you take the low road, you get used to it and you gain a momentum where you know how to just say no. Make sense? That's why when they told you and taught us about just saying no, they should have told us that that is going to apply more than just substance abuse. More than just pertaining to being peer pressure into using drugs. Because most people that use drugs, weed, whatever it may be, peer pressured that. Couple years back, I used to be damning the person who put me on the smoking weed. Like, I could tell that was a part of the devil's agenda to get me to be addicted to marijuana my whole life. Because had I not, I think that my performance rate would have probably been 100 times fold if I would have went through most of my life with a sober mind. But then again, who's to say that, you know, times where I was getting high, smoking weed, that it saved me from being outside, getting into trouble, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is why when you work for God, it trains you to don't look back, look forward. Don't live life with regrets. Everything was written already. Everything was written already. Some people were supposed to go early. Some people go later. Some people go now. That's just the way it is. But a lot of people know exactly what I'm talking about, y'all. They know about this God's work. But those are people that we call concealers of the truth. They don't want to bring light to the truth. They rather bring light to some drama or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And fuck up your chances every day by watching them bullshit lives so that way you don't find your way back to the straight path. That's what this internet and all of this shit was created for you to not get your way back on the path so you can find it back to your maker. We live in an unrighteous world, so I can't sit here and tell you to be righteous. I'm just saying try to be as righteous as you can be so you can keep that light on around you so you can see through the darkness. If you can see through the darkness, you can find your way. You can navigate better. A lot of people out here is just dishing out reused content because they are not putting 80% of their introductions on top of 20% of the storyline. They giving you 80% of the storyline and 20% of their trajectory. Therefore, because they are offset, they are never going to be able to take off. So what happens? You get caught up running around with all your Migos. Just because y'all getting a bunch of money, you can't take none of it with you. None of it. Good deeds. Good deeds supposed to outweigh bad deeds. But it's like, yo, everybody's in a race, like a rat race. I don't know where we trying to go. Everybody's in a competition. I don't know where we trying to go. I'm just like, damn, bro. The devil got us so tricked out here that we really don't know that working together, we could really shake some shit up and bring some awareness to the planet. Because these are definitely worldwide broadcasting stations. But I get it though, you know what I'm saying? It's a dirty job. You know what I mean? It's going to take a lot of sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely sacrificing. I'm definitely going through it. Just like everybody else. We might make it look real cool, calm, and collective because that's one of the better traits that you obtain when you doing God's work. You know how to really not let shit get to you. How does that work, hustle man? I'm going to tell you how that work because God teaches all of us, right, that when you're going through something, just look at what the next person is going through worse than your situation. And that right there immediately supposed to make you feel like, wow, thank you, God, for giving me the problems that I have. Because there's always somebody else out there that's going through worse than what you're going through right now. And when you think about that, what they going through, and then think about what you going through, you feel so humbled. You feel so grateful. You feel so content on what you got. It turns you down from that appetite. Trust me, we all had that appetite. We all had that appetite. And trust me, sometimes it's on time. But sometimes it's off time. You got to know how to adjust to maintaining the appetite. This is another part of being balanced, because if not, if your scales is easily tipped, the demons got you. See, most people don't even realize that it's so crazy out here right now that a lot of people are cursing themselves. They're cursing themselves, gang. Gang, they are cursing themselves. By default. Running around, number one, talking about, I believe in God. I believe. What? What? I believe in God. What you talking about? I'm a believer. Yeah, I believe. But ask them, is they bills paid? Shit, I know that. know that. But why you don't know God? Why you don't know that when it come to God? This be the question I be trying to pose. And it's like, yo, this is a millennium where people have not read, however way you want to pronounce it, the Webster's Dictionary. I told them, well, Google it. Google ain't real. Yo. You use Google for everything else, but the minute I use Google as a reference guide, you say it ain't real. This is why I say the message is for everybody. Everybody's not for the message. You understand what I'm saying? Don't kill the messenger, man. You know what I'm saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. A lot of people be letting shit fly. But one thing I can say though, I've been definitely seeing a lot of God's work take place lately. I've been seeing a lot of people step it up. Content is seeming like it's trying to move in a direction of becoming great again. And I'm being with content creators because I know it's a process. It's a process. That's why I give you salutations for making that change. Because one day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize, wait a minute, if I'm going to be doing something positive, I'm going to have to get away from all of this negative stuff that's being expunged out my mouth, that's being collaborated with other trolls or whatever you doing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get away from it one day if you trying to go somewhere, unless you just trying to be a part of ash and trash and just sit on the platform until you get old and just watch birthdays go by. I mean, what's the objective here? Listen, I'm somebody that's about doing things the right and the correct way. If they are shorter routes to take instead of the fast time route, I might take the shorter route depending on the situation. But cheaters never win, and winners never cheat. If this is true, then that's something that I recommend none of us should do. That's a Fendi belt. That's a whole Fendi belt. Let me tell you, man. It really breaks my heart to see how idiotic, full of stupidity that human beings have towards themselves. And it's like no matter how much you try to remove that hatred from your heart, if you was born in a hood, in a city where it was violent, where things got crazy at, then you really understand about the chip being on your shoulder. You really understand about being on guard 24/7 because the demons are out there. The demons are out there. A lot of people lost their lives in the last 10 years. A lot of people who didn't know that their time was coming. But they knew their time was coming because the way they live in their life. It's real simple. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. So everybody out there that's living by the gun, you're going to die soon. If you use the gun and pray to the gun, you're going to die soon. If you brandish the weapon and you play with the weapon and keep flashing it and glorify the weapon, you're going to die soon. I'm not wishing death on you. But when the death angel comes, he's going to come fast like a thief in the night. This is where, and what we talk about, the fear of Allah, fearing God. You know what I'm saying? Because that fear is supposed to do something to you. It's supposed to regulate you into knowing that you are being watched by your maker 24/7, 365. The camera never goes off. Everything you doing is being written down. You're going to be questioned about everything that you do. And the sad part is, most people, it's easy for them to just say exactly what they did. But these people that become so demonic and so full of rage and infused with the hellfire, they are going to be right there. And God's going to ask them, listen, why you didn't turn the cheek, go the other way? Take the high road. They're going to say, they fucked with me. I don't owe them no apologies. They shitted on me. They did this to me. They did this to me. Their ego is just going to take right over them. And they're going to feel like they've done nothing wrong. And all God is asking you to do is to just admit your wrongdoings. Admit where you went wrong at. Just admit that. And they're not going to be able to do it. I run into people right now that are so egotistical that they don't even ever feel like they did wrong or did something wrong or deserve to just take the high road. It costs you nothing to be nice. You could give yourself a whole headache being nasty. A whole headache, bro. A whole headache. A whole headache being nasty. And was it worth it? Nah. That's what I be trying to explain. All this business outside your realm is not worth it. And like I said, that's why you got celebrities like Puff Diddy, the diddler, right? He's crying for God now to shed his light on thee. And I don't know, guys, if he's personally having his connection with the maker, right? But he's definitely online screaming, I need y'all to pray for me. I need help. It's rough. Bro, listen. You got all that money. How many believers did you help before you start asking for the believers' help? That's what fucks me up. These guys really don't give out the help that they be requesting for in return. They don't really give out that type of help. So it's, to me, it's like, should we help them or not? Because if God is punishing you, right, you need to get your punishment, bro. We got to start letting people who deserve to be punished, allow them to be punished. You did the crime. You did the crime. You was the bad person. You took that man's belongings. You wanted the Debo and take that and take that and take that and take that. Why should I help you and you're a bad person? I don't know. I kind of feel different from my friends that sell weed. I feel like you at that last string and I'm about to defriend you. But you ain't really hurt nobody. You was selling weed. You was making niggas happy. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a part of the problem. Just in my mind, because I'm from a hood, right? I'm from poverty. And it's like, bro, I still live in poverty. So I can't be sitting here acting angelic and acting more holier than thou. But for people that's doing crime, shooting people, killing people, raping girls, doing all the crazy shit, I think you deserve what's coming to you. You chose that path, not me. You did that crime, not me. That's why you gotta think before you react. But when you running around out here heartless, soulless, there's no thinking. There's no thinking, bro. Then you deal with a Puerto Rican girl, Dominican girl, or a black girl who insists that you go get a reading so you can know what's about to go on and what's about to happen, that maybe you can prevent what God has already written for you. Told you. This is the devil's plot. It goes against what God has written. It goes backwards. He want the men to dress like women. He want the women to dress like men. He want the women to marry the women. He want the men to marry the men. And he tells you, do as you please. Do what you want to do. This is another mark of the beast. When they tell you, do anything you want to do. If you put your mind to it, you can be anything you want to be. Put your mind to it. You could do anything you want to do. And I'm just like, damn. That's a trick bag. Because now, you're never going to try to do anything along the lines of worshiping your maker. Because now they have bestilled and reprogrammed your brain to automatically assess the problem and the situation on a whole nother different physical plane. By default, you fall from grace. You fall out of touch with grace. You don't even know what grace looked like. You start thinking Grace was Grace Jones, an actress. I've seen it all too much. I've been here almost a half a century, y'all. That's almost 50 years. And I'm reporting to you live. I'm reporting to you live in the flesh. What's going around right now is a lot of stories pertaining to demonic energy, good, bad, religion, this, that, boom, boom, boom. We're not going to get into all that semantics. I'm just trying to let you know that the devil has an army. God has a bigger one. But he's out here working. He's plotting and he's trying to recruit. He's trying to take as many souls as he can with him to the hellfire. And we all, listen, no one's half the battle. If we know what's happening, that's the only way we could try to be a little bit more combative. If we know no one's half the battle, like Lansky said, people don't remember Mattel who made G.I. Joe, but they remember G.I. Joe. And that's a fact. Knowing is growing. Proper planning prevent poor performance. It's crazy how majority of the humans is living on an animalistic nature where they react like animals in the wilderness for food. We understand, man, that only the strong will survive. But when they say that, do they mean the strong in spirit? The physical strong? The emotional strong? The verbal strong? Which ones were they really referring to? This is what makes the whole situation diabolical, and it puts us in a position where we have to now know about everything that's going on, even if it don't pertain to us right now. We might acquire some information today that you might want to use next year, next week, next month, tomorrow. That's the way it happens. That's the way it comes in. That's why your antennas gotta be up. You gotta have Spider-Man senses. Or you're gonna be trick bagged. Anybody could be trick bagged. Especially those that are out seeking content for negative attention. You're going to become the content. You're going to become the negative attention. And guess what? Another content creator is going to receive all the retention. That's what's going to happen. That's why, man, let me tell you something. It don't pay to be negative. You got to really watch your step. You really have to watch your step. I'm watching mine. I'm taking my time when I open the door. I'm taking my time when I start the car. I'm taking my time. I'm taking my time. I don't want nobody else's time. I want my time. I'll enjoy your time with me. I'll enjoy it. I'll love it. I'll appreciate it. But as time goes, I'm taking my time. The time that's rightfully owed to me. And I'm spending my time as wise as I know how. And let me tell you something. You know, you got those people out there that be like, don't talk about that voodoo stuff around me. Da, 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 da. You giving it too much power. How could me raising awareness about something, right, be giving something power? If anything, I'm trying to empower you by raising your awareness and letting you know, peep game. This is how that works. This is what's going on. This is what it's hitting for. But a lot of people, they are so afraid of what they don't know. Causes a bunch of confusion. You trying to explain yourself, they trying to listen, but they still don't know how to use both of their ears as good as they know how to use their one mouth. I used to be the same way. I was definitely a kid who grew up when people used to be trying to tell me stuff. I used to be the Mr. I know. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. And I used to really be meaning, like, okay, right, I got it. That's what I meant. But it used to come out like that. So you used to throw them off. You know what I'm saying? They used to feel like this kid is not humble. He's not listening. He doesn't hear me. Then they try to spin it and tell me, well, you know, you hear me, but you're not listening. Like, you know, like which one is it? But eventually I started seeing the differences in what was being explained when it came to these spiritual occasions. You definitely have to be knowledgeable of multiple religions in order to really crack the code. You really got to read some books. You really got to read some scriptures. You really got to do some research. You really got to gather some evidence. And you really have to use your own logical reasoning in order to disprove or prove anything. And you got to go research it for yourself. Like, I don't want nobody watching this feed to take my words for face value. You understand what I'm saying? I want you to, like, do the own research for yourself. Because a lot of people is like starting all the way down on level A, baby steps. They still believing. First, you got to get out of that, get to knowing, then get you a relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? Then watch some of the blessings God give you. You know what I'm saying? Then be thankful. You know what I'm saying? Praise your maker. You know what I'm saying? As time go on, you start to get more and more and more acquainted with your maker. Start to know that, you know, he's with you at all times, every time, omnipresent, everywhere, at every time. You know what I'm saying? It's that easy, bro. Yo, getting down with God, bro, is like, it's easier than getting down with a gang. A gang, you got to get jumped in. God, you just got to swear. You got to get sworn in. To become Muslim, I just had to take my Shahada. That's all I had to do. You want to know what the Shahada thing is? I'll tell you about that on the next video. But I took that Shahada and all my sins was wiped away. I started fresh. Now everything I pick up from there moving forward is on me. Now I got to deal with that by counteracting that with good deeds. Good deeds is the key. Good deeds is the keys to the city. Let me tell you something. I humbly so thank God for allowing me to be one who heard all the jail stories and never have to be there to live out days. Because I've been there for 20 days out my whole life, like one shot. And it wasn't a good experience. You know what I'm saying? But it was a humbling experience. You know what I mean? And a wise decision making moving forward experience. Because furthermore, it's like if you always going to jail, then you can't do bad good. You know what I'm saying? You should just find you an alternate route altogether anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't you don't got it going on. You got it going off. You know what I'm saying? They hit the switch on you. They turned your lights out. But the way this thing is looking right now, bro, it's not looking good. People playing with these real things they should not be playing with. And it's just so much more. I mean, the war goes on, man. We gotta speak up. We gotta speak up. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now. If you haven't been subscribing, share the video, share the live. Let's try to raise this awareness. I'm not your average type of content creator. I bring awareness to the things that I feel I should bring awareness to. And I don't usually get around to bringing, it's more stuff that I want to touch. But I know America was built in a day, and I ain't trying to basically, be Russian. I'm American. That makes sense? I'm trying to keep everything on a path of levels where it levels up, but even a fifth grader could listen to what I'm saying and learn and get something from it. I'm not trying to speak too technical, but I'm not trying to speak too underhandedly either. You feel me? I'm trying to make sure that you really understand that if you really want to see the devil, all you got to do is look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. That's all you got to do. You look right in the mirror and you'll see yourself. Straight up. And right then and there, I bet you want to come back to God. I bet you. Because I keep telling y'all, without God, you ain't nothing.